Hi, my pretty gems. I have a selection of trays here. These ones are the ones that I own. By no means this video is a comparison between trays, trying to figure out which one is the best tray, nothing like that. It's just the ones that I have. Some of them are just generic trays that I received in kits when I bought from different suppliers. This one here is from Forever Young. It's a 3D printed tray. This one comes in the new Diamond Art Club kits. This one is from Trabricks. And this one here is from Forever Young. It comes in those racks over there. Let me just tilt the camera up a bit. Okay. The other ones are just, as I said, random trays I received in kits. What I want to speak about right now is something that Richard asked me, and I think it's an important topic that nobody actually speaks about. He was asking about a tray that fits square diamonds better because sometimes they don't align perfectly. So what happens is that, as I told him, in general, the trays are created to fit both square and round drills. They have a standard size. Normally, the round drills are a little bit bigger than the square ones. That's why whenever you're going to try to align square drills, they're always going to have a little bit of extra space on the lines. It's intended to be like so, because if you would design a tray that would only fit perfectly the square drills, you would probably have issues trying to use it for round drills. So I want to actually show you how the square drills fit on all of these trays that I have here, and what's the difference between squares and rounds, and what I do to actually make sure that when I try to pick up the drills, they are actually perfectly aligned before placing them on the canvas. Okay, so let's take a look at what happened here. So I went ahead and I just aligned some drills on all of the trays. Let's zoom in a little bit. So you see that there's always a tiny space between the drills and the lines, the groove lines, in all of the trays, okay? All of them. There's not one single tray where the drills are just from a wall to another wall. This also allows the drills to slide in the grid. So I guess, again, this is expected. There might be trays that have more space or less space. But what I want to showcase now is I'm going to start adding side-by-side pictures with all of these trays with squares and round drills, just so you can have an idea of what's the difference. While we take a look at the side-by-side comparison, I want to mention that I'm using only resin drills for this demonstration. So both the squares and the round drills are resin. I also have a question for all of the 3D artists out there, because I haven't come across anything like this so far, so maybe there is something out there that I'm not aware of. Do any of you offer the option of having a only squares tray or only rounds tray? Let me know. Now, what I do when I want to align the drills before placing them on the canvas and they don't align properly in the tray is the following thing. When you're shaking your tray in order to align the drills, I like to tilt it a little bit to one of the sides, whichever one you prefer. So this way, it's angled down and to the side. And when the drills hit the walls, the extra space is going to stay only on one of the sides, okay? So it forces the drills to go to only the left side in my case. So let me show you again from a different angle. Instead of doing this, I do this. See how I angle the tray? Now all of the drills are on the left side of each line. Another thing that you can do, let's mess these drills a little bit up. Let's say that they look like this. Static also doesn't help. Sometimes your drills will look like this just because they cannot slide on the tray properly because of static, and also the material that the tray is built of, okay? Normally the 3D printed trays have a little bit more coarse finish, while the plastic ones, they're shinier, so the drills align and slide easier. Let's imagine that I've shaken my tray, and this is what I got. What I do, I take the pen, and I don't go from above. I go from the side, and I push all of the drills to one of the sides, and then I give them a little bit of shimmy. And look at this. Perfection. Okay, let's try again. Let's take this mess over here. If I would go from the top, what would happen is this. You see how they're all over the place? Let me try to zoom in. Now look at this. Just go, push to the side, and give them a little bit of shimmy. And there you have it. Perfectly aligned drills. Much better.